database administration is a very interesting subject. It's all about maintenance of a database. So first of all, let's understand what are the prerequisites to learn database administration. See, whenever we are talking about database administration of any database, whether it is Oracle database or any other database, the important thing that is that we should know SQL, structured query language. SQL is basically the basic building block of communication with a database. So whether you are working on Oracle database or Microsoft SQL Server or MySQL, whatever it could be, it is important that you should know SQL. So I hope all of you know basic SQL. Do you all know basic SQL? Now coming to Oracle RDBMS, coming to Oracle Relational Database Management System, the Oracle RDBMS basically is one of the oldest relational database management system available in the market. It was first released in 1978. It was first released in 1978. And since 1978 till date, this company, Oracle Corporation, which is the developer of the Oracle database, has secured almost around 42% world market share. So around 42% of the market share is held by Oracle. So Oracle has been a market leader since a long time, and several companies use Oracle Relational Database Management System to store the data of their companies. Therefore, due to its big market, Oracle is also having a lot of requirements for database administrators. So like any other database, there is a requirement that there should be a database administrator for Oracle as well. So what is the role of a database administrator? What could possibly be the work that a DBA will do when he is working as a Oracle database administrator in a company? Let's have a brief look. See, I can just list out some of the important work that is done by a DBA. 1. The DBA is solely responsible for installation of Oracle software. If you are a database administrator in a company and you are the one who is going to be responsible for the installation of the Oracle software on the operating system that is to be used in the company. Like for example, some company may use Windows Server operating system, and some other company they may use Linux operating system, and some other may use Solaris operating system. So whatever it may be, you are responsible for the installation of the Oracle software. That is one of the primary responsibilities of Oracle database administrator. Second is the creation of Oracle databases. As per company requirement, you may have to create one or more databases after the software is installed, and those databases will be then used by the company for running their business or application, whatever it may be. Next, space management. Managing the space See, if you are a database administrator, you need to monitor, you need to manage the space that is being utilized by the database. As a database administrator, you are responsible for adding space to database when needed. You are responsible for removing unnecessary space which has not been used and monitoring the growth of the database. This is very important. Space management. User management. Any database including Oracle has the concept of users, and these users access the database, and they will be accessing the data from the database by writing SQL queries. So managing the users, creating the users, setting their passwords, all this is very important. So user management is another very important feature of database administration. Then you also have something called a general database administration tasks. Like for example, network, setting up a network so that people can access the database. So Oracle side networking tasks, that is generally what I'm talking about. And also things like maintaining the database specific files. So the database itself will be having several files. So maintaining those various different types of files. So we have several general database administration tasks specific to Oracle database. Then one of the very important tasks of the DBA is backup and recovery. Taking regular backups of your Oracle database and preparing for any kind of a disaster. For example, someday you may be losing some disk on your server. If the disk was filled, then you may lose some data. So how are you going to combat that situation? How are you going to get the data back which you lost? Because maybe that is production data and that is required by the users. So backup and recovery is a very critical part of the database administrator's job. A DBA should prepare by taking regular backups of the database that is being used by the company, and he should prepare recovery strategies. So in case he recover, he should be ready with a strategy, and he should be ready with some steps to perform the recovery. Next, for the security, set up a disaster recovery. DR site is nothing but something called as data guard. It's very much in demand nowadays. People don't only depend on backup recovery for the safety of the data. They want 100% data availability with zero downtime and zero data loss. So setting up a DR site is become mandatory as of today in the market. So that is again very important. It is a part of database administration. And then you have a very important task is performance tuning. So performance tuning ensures that your database performance is always good and that your database is running at an optimal speed at any given point. I have just very concisely and in a very small nutshell, I am putting ahead or forward to you a set of tasks that are done by database administrators. Now, based on seniority level, the tasks that are assigned would vary. Like for example, just involving the first three, that is installation and creating databases and space management. Maximum he may look at user management. Then a level 2 database administrator having 2 year administration tasks, and he may also execute backup and recovery. But things like performance tuning, setting up DR site, etc. are done by very senior database administrators. So level 3 and above, like with more than 5 to 6 years experience, they will take care of like probably setting up a DR site and performance tuning, etc. such type of things. So entry level DBA, we will do things like installation of Oracle, creating Oracle database and space management and monitoring. That's all. Senior to will go for ahead of that. Like for example, he may do all basic tasks plus he will do backup with DR. Where we cannot say if sometimes even the 2 years experience people are asked to set up DR site, etc. City management, performance tuning, such type of things we have senior people, they will take care of such issues. But then different companies have different type of environment. Some companies have a very structured setup, and some companies there will be only one DBA, and that single DBA will be taking care of all the issues that are occurring over there. So to my knowledge, it is always good to have some knowledge is mostly required to run a production database for backup recovery in depth, or sometime he may face some problem, like he may be wondering how do I set up DR site, because type of things to happen generally. Also, one more thing I will tell you about Oracle DBA is it is a continuous learning process. A person learns Oracle DBA with a trainer, and from then onwards, the people, they will go in their jobs, and then again they will learn so many things while they are there, because Oracle is changing the versions from time to time. Past, let us say something around 10 years. In the past 10 years, we have seen Oracle 9i, then 10G, then 11G, and then 12C. So versions are released, and DBAs should continuously upgrade by themselves latest versions and learn the new features of the database. So it's a process where the database administrator he has to maintain the databases, and he has to include new features, and then the implementation part also comes into picture. So database administration has lot of scope. Every company needs a DBA. Database may not always be Oracle, but when you are learning Oracle DBA, you should work on Oracle database. We cannot learn Oracle MySQL database. So as a database administrator on Oracle, you can work on Oracle database. Yes, it becomes easier to learn any other database administration course. Then you can work on that as well. Why select Oracle? As I already said, Oracle is having a very big database compared with many other databases, and there is always a likelihood that maybe someone is using SQL Server today. They may shift many cases. Companies start off with and over a span of 5 or 6 years, once the data is very large, there have been several such instances where Oracle database was the preferred database after the database has grown to a large extent. But many companies, they will go with Oracle at very. Let's just look at advantages of the Oracle database. You may prefer Oracle. Okay, the Oracle database is availability on multiple operating systems. This is one of the main advantages of Oracle. It is available on 3 major operating systems: Unix. So Oracle has made its database software available on the 3 operating systems, which is very good. Allow many people to use Oracle regardless of what operating systems are having Windows. Somebody may be having Unix server, so they can also install Oracle, and some other client, they may be having Linux server, so they too can install Oracle. So this is a good strategy, marketing strategy, that your database is available on multiple operating systems. Built-in. Okay, so Oracle is having its own built-in, and the other is PLSQL, Procedural Language Structured Query Language. With the help of SQL and PLSQL, we can do a lot of coding at the database level. You can build procedures, functions, packages, triggers with help of PLSQL, and you can by using SQL. You do not have any language like PLSQL, but Oracle definitely it is having both this SQL and PLSQL. That is one of the very good feature of Oracle, and these are full-fledged programming languages. Third, security. Its data is stored in encrypted files, and literally it is very difficult to hack into an Oracle database. It also has a lot of features like protection against SQL injection attacks. That's why Oracle is very much preferred in banking and insurance. It has it will not allow any users to access database unless they provide proper username and password login credentials to world. Next is storage capacity. I think Oracle is one of the it can have one of the largest storage capacity out of all the databases in the world. You can store as much data as you would like to store in an Oracle database. There is no limit that Oracle side. So storage is not at all a problem in Oracle database. Next, performance. Oracle, and it has been tested as one of the fastest database in the world. There is a benchmark testing for Oracle at almost around 30,000 transactions per minute. It could complete around 30,000 transactions per minute. For a 2 terabyte, when they did for SQL Server with 2 terabyte database, it could go up to something like 10,000 transactions per minute. So speed, very high performing database. It uses less system resources, but Oracle on Linux operating system is one of the fastest data. Next is manager. See, Oracle database has gone to a very different level from Oracle 10G onwards, where they introduced some. When we need to store massive amount of data, we basically volume manager is a software using which we, and after clubbing those bits, we can store data by striping across. We are talking about data. Volume managers allow you to store huge amount of data across multiple disks, but they are very costly. Volume managers are very costly. Like for example, they are costly products, and they need a Veritas and install Veritas software. But coming to Oracle 10G onwards, we have a built-in volume manager in the Oracle database itself. So we don't have dependency on third-party volume managers. So this is a very big feature. No manager built into the database itself. And the good thing is SM, automatic storage management, is a free of cost feature. Big advantage. So many companies they prefer Oracle because it supports clustering. Clustering is basically having multiple servers will serve the users. In case any one server fails, the users who are connected to that server will be failed over to an alternate. Clustering is another good feature of Oracle. Basically, that is what we call as real application clusters, RAC. The recovery side, that is data guard. So data guard is a technology in Oracle which will allow you to set up a database or a production database. You can prepare a standby for that primary database. In case your primary fails, you can fail over to standby. You can fail over to standby database and continue. Very much interested to use Oracle all over the world. Yes, it has some disadvantages. One, yeah.
Sometime back, yeah, you said that one of the responsibilities is set up a DL on the site.
Yes, data guard, correct.
Okay.
We will use data guard to set up the DR site. Exactly. The disadvantages of using very high compared to like roughly, I am telling you a rough figure, 47,000 per CPU core. So this is very expensive. Dual cores per core. Then you have to pay for both the processors per core. So it's good. So big MNC companies, they don't mind paying this kind of money. Not a problem for financial institutions or stock exchange or some oil research company. Database with good support from the company. Second,
yeah, this is 47,000 is The production cost, productions.
Yes. Enterprise edition, Oracle Enterprise edition. Okay, but you will get cheaper versions like standard edition for half the cost.
Okay,
So
and if we want to install that in a development environment, it would cost that much, right?
Same it is. Whether it is development or when you buy Enterprise edition, it will you can download Oracle and install it and then talk with Oracle that it's not a production system. So you have internal so many licensing policies.
Yeah.
So definitely they will help out. Even they sometimes they wanted a DR, but they don't have Enterprise edition Oracle. They are using standard edition Oracle. So they purchased only data guard as a package from Oracle Corporation and they installed that. So there is no requirement to buy the entire Enterprise edition. So actually only basic features will be there in standard edition. Next, other than the cost, the next big thing in Oracle is the difficulty. Actually, difficulty level of implement for a person who is a novice or newcomer to Oracle technology. Let's say somebody has been working with Oracle, definitely they will find it a little bit more difficult than SQL Server. Very recently I have brought some person in US only, so she was working on SQL Server for so many years, and then company there, she said from the very first or second class that this is a much more complicated database compared to SQL Server. The fact is that actually SQL Server is also very complicated, but server there is no requirement to go into great depth. But in coming to Oracle database, there is a requirement to understand the DBA concept. I mean, they cannot understand the concepts properly. Learn its architecture, like to learn. So level of implementation, difficulty level, definitely it is more challenging than other databases. But then don't mind learn higher level as they work, so that they will even get better salaries. And this database itself is in demand. There is a lot of requirement for people who are experts on this database. So probably these are two main disadvantages of. I will just put some more. Okay, so infrastructure requirement will be there. Like for example, not in normal Oracle DBA require much more infrastructure for implementation than a single computer problem. But coming to real application servers, you will need a shared storage device. You will need cables, SCSI cards, and you will require a lot of software. Is on the high side, especially when you go for clustering. Maybe I will not talk about much infrastructure with a non-rack environment. So, but definitely the advantages are more. So people are not that much worried about this cost and other things like that. Okay. Now let's go through the course. Let's just put this notepad on the side for a few moments. This course is going to progress, and up to what extent will you be learning this course? Definitely you can very easily manage a job of something like 3 to 4 years experience, not a problem. But more than that time exposure, but still students who studied under me, they are managing and they are able to work, and there is no such a big critical issue. Like some people even shown 5, 6 years or 7 years experience and joined companies this work also. They get any doubts, they used to just send a mail to me or something, and I can clarify that way also. But overall, this course is at par with the Oracle Corporation topics compared to Oracle Corporation. So let's have a look at that. First of all is the Oracle architecture, critical topic. There is no specific practical over here. Practical is Oracle software. You create an Oracle database. So what is the structure of that database? Okay. What is a physical database? What is a logical database? What are the file database? As you can see here, Oracle file structure. Control file, redo log file, data files. Basically, what is control file? What is the use of control file? What is the redo log file? What is its use? What is data file? What is its use? So this is a file structure of Oracle database. Next is logical database structure. DBA point of view. Know that there is something called as database object like table or view, index, etc. Here we are talking about logical database structure type of thing which you will learn in DBA. Like table space, if I tell you the concept over here, later I can explain very detailed what is table space and what is table space management. There will be entire topic nothing but Oracle user, like Spot user. So at least initially, first I will tell theory, what is schema and what is the use of a schema. Then later we can study user management, wherein we will do nothing but management of schemas. Okay. So under first logical database structure, DBA point of view, not a SQL point of view. Okay. Next. What is Oracle instance? What is communication between the application and the database? If for example, there is a application running on one server and the database is running on another server, DBMS, database management system. Database is basically your control file, reader file and data file, storage. Database is storage. Instance is the management system. Management system, DBMS, management system is instance, which is this. That is the meaning of that. So if you don't have an Oracle instance, you can't communicate with Oracle database. Because instance is consisting of two parts. One is the memory, which I have shown here, Oracle SGA, System Global Area, and second is the process list. So first of all, we have to understand what is instance, what are the memory components in the instance, if SGA is there, what is SGA, inside SGA what all do you have, and what are the Oracle background processes. Once you are understanding about the instance, then you can understand how the select query, update, delete, insert, commit, how they execute inside the database. Supposing a user is writing SQL select query, select something from some table name where job is equal to some job. So how does that actually internally execute? So that you will come to know when you study execution of select, update, delete, insert. It's not difficult. For all these things, I have prepared the step-by-step document also. I will share the documents with you. So then you can also go through those things. Next. We will also see in architecture what is undo table space, how rollback will execute, what is read consistency. So many things are there to learn in architecture. And you will then see the background processes, like what is log writer process, what is database writer process, what is log switching, log group status, what is archiver process, system monitor, checkpoint. All these things you are going to learn in architecture. Architecture, as I was saying earlier, purely theoretical topic. It will go on for at least around 1 week's time. So every day we will learn some part of architecture, then associated file I will send to you, and then from there on keep on proceeding ahead slowly. Next. Once you are done with Oracle architecture, then you are in a position to understand how to install and create an Oracle database. So then you come to the database creation part. Installation of Oracle on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 5, Oracle 11g installation, database creation. So we are going to work on Linux. Okay. So little bit of Linux commands you should practice before understanding. So I will show you the installation. I will be working on VMware. So on a virtual machine, I will install Red Hat Enterprise Linux. On that, I will install Oracle 11g release to 32-bit, and then I will create database manually. See, in Oracle DBA, I will tell you one thing. There are two ways to manage DBA. One is manually by writing SQL commands. Another way of doing DBA is through GUI, graphical user interface, by using Oracle Enterprise Manager. The fact is that some people, they will teach Oracle DBA through Oracle Enterprise Manager, but that is not suitable, because when you go for interview, they will ask you SQL syntaxes and SQL approach to DBA, not GUI approach to DBA. Therefore, I never go for GUI. Completely we are going to work on command line, and we are going to do lot of commands. That will be somewhat additional burden to you, but at the end of the day, you are the one who will benefit by learning that way. So installation on Red Hat Enterprise Linux, 11g installation, database creation. Here in database.
or the database is created using the enterprise, manually using the UI?
We have one software, DBC, Database Configuration Assistant. We can see, no problem. That is very easy, no problem.
So
if you want to,
what is preferred basically? What do you do when you want to create a database? Have you got your own scripts?
If it is generally we are coding the scripts ourselves, because at the time of creating database we will create so many table spaces, etc. And generally we are coding the commands. But if it is a small site and if they want to create a database instantly, definitely we can use database configuration assistance also, no problem. That will help basically to avoid all the SQL and create a standard Oracle database in a fast manner.
Okay, do you use Enterprise Manager as well?
Enterprise Manager also we use sometimes, not every time. Generally we are monitoring manually only, but many companies are using Enterprise Manager nowadays because it is a little bit easy to monitor the database from there, and they are having separate tabs. Like for performance tuning, one tab is there, you go over there, you will get all performance statistics about the database. So in a way that is also good, no doubt about that. And I will show you Enterprise Manager also. But Enterprise Manager type of utility, it is requirement is that you should configure it first of all, and it will use some resource in the server while it is running, as it is basically a Java application. So some companies, they don't want to waste any resource, so they may not use Enterprise Manager to very large extent. Okay. After database creation, post database creation and configuration, you have to run some scripts, etc. Catalog, cat proc, pub build. These scripts, if you run them, then your database will become fully functional. Of course, you don't have to do all these steps if you are going with database configuration assistant. It will do everything for you, but we will go manually. Next, table space management. First of all, we will understand what is a table space. Then basic SQL operations on table space, like how to create, drop, alter table spaces. Then understanding blocks, extents, segments, all these things. What is a block? What is extent? What is segment? Okay. Then you will see extent management. It is an interesting topic. Like you have two types of table space: dictionary managed and locally managed. So what is dictionary managed table space? What is locally managed table space? And then big file table space. Also we will be covering something like temporary table spaces, temporary table space groups. Okay. So those are also topics that come under table space management. This is very important topic because this is most frequently used in general DBA, day-to-day activity. Table space management is one of the common topics because that is the storage part where our data is storing. So table space is important. User management, managing user schemas, how to create the users, how to drop the users, how to change their passwords, how to give quota. Quota management is again very important. Then you have something called as roles and profiles. Roles are basically collection of privileges. Like for example, we can create a role and we can grant several privileges to the role and grant the role to a user. So that is the concept of role. Profiles are there basically to control the users. Okay. Like for example, if you have a user and you want that user to for example, we don't want the user to leave a system idle for more than 5 minutes. If he left the system idle for more than 5 minutes, he should get disconnected from the Oracle database. So then you can go for profiles. Then you have OS authenticated users. That a user is basically having the same username as operating system username. So he doesn't require to give password to log into Oracle. that is not recommended. Yet we will see that, no problem. Networking. This is again important because whenever you want to communicate with Oracle database, you need some form of networking between client and server. So there is a process called listener that comes into picture, and how to configure this listener, because the listener is the process which will authenticate incoming connections. Whenever user is trying to connect to Oracle, the request of connection will go to listener. Listener will take the username, password and check in the Oracle data dictionary whether the user is existing or not existing, whether the password is correct or incorrect. And if everything is okay, the session will be created with the client. So we will see how to configure listener, how to start listener, stop listener, check the status of listener. We will see TNS names configuration, that is client side configuration. Remote authentication using Aura password file. This is again very important. Remote authentication means you want to work remotely as a DBA. Your database server is in location A and you are in location B. You want to connect to your database server as a database administrator. Then you can go with the remote authentication. For that you have to use utility called Aura PWD. All this we will see, and also we are going to see how to implement database links. Database link is creating a link between two Oracle databases. Through that database link we can perform SQL inserts, updates, deletes on tables in other database. So we will see how to create this database links also. Very important topic. Here also you can see how to create the materialized views. Here, creating the materialized views, because mostly when DB link comes into picture, the next moment we will go for the materialized views. That we will see what is the use of that materialized view and all I will tell you at that time. Then you have server parameter file and Oracle managed files. So server parameter file is very important. Every database will have concept of server parameter file, which we also call as SP file. Oracle managed file is a subtopic associated to that. Then as I was mentioning earlier, we have file called control file. How to manage control file, that is the topic. And we have another file called log file, and how to manage log file, that is another topic. Data file management is nothing but table space management. Data file management you will learn in table space management. Then you have archive log management. Archive log management is necessary for backup recovery. So if you are planning for a recovery, you must go for archive log. If you don't have archive log enabled, you cannot do recovery. So what is archive log? You will learn in architecture itself. How to enable that archive log process you will see in this archive log management. NID. Using this NID utility, DB new ID is the utility name. You can rename the database. You can change the database name, or you can change the DB ID. Every database will internally have a database ID. The database ID can be changed whenever you want. Of course, that should be done only on a when the company is telling you to do that. But in test environment, you can do it any number of times. So changing the name of the database or changing the ID of the database has to be done with NID. Then undo management, flashback query. So this is all resumable transaction, default rollback segment. All these topics are related with undo. Undo is, for example, you deleted some data. I will tell you briefly what is flashback query to give some clarity to it. You deleted some data and you gave commit. After committing, you want to get the data back, but rollback will not work because you have given commit. If you delete and commit, how can you roll back? You will not get data back. That is where flashback query comes into picture. Flashback query basically allows you to get back the data even after committing. Whether it was update or delete, that is irrelevant, but you can get back the data even after committing. That is flashback query. Backup recovery begins after this. one of the very important topics. Here, first of all, we will go with logical backups, that is data pump. We are going to see 11G data pump. Data pump is a utility that is used to perform backup of logical database. Like for example, I am telling you to take backup of Scott user in Oracle database. How are you going to take backup of Scott user in Oracle database? For that you need this data pump technology. You can backup a single user, or you can backup a single table or set of tables, or you can backup entire Oracle database also by using this data pump technology. Export data pump, import data pump, EXPDP, IMPDP, that is the name of the utility. Executable is called EXPDP for taking backup. IMPDP is used to restore the backup. Let us say I exported Scott user today, and then what happened? Scott user got dropped somehow. So again I can import that backup with the help of IMPDP. EXPDP is used to take the backup and IMPDP is used to restore the backup. So we will see how to work with this. So there is a lot of architecture here also. So this is just a single line in the syllabus, but actually the topic, there is some theory also over there. The theory will be attached to almost all the topics. So there will be some theory with every topic. Without theory there is no topic. Every time in Oracle DBA you take any topic like table space management, user management, whatever it may be, there will be little bit of theory and then some practical. Now, physical backups. Physical backups or user managed backups, what we also call that. You have cold or offline backups and hot or online backups. The cold backup is nothing but you are shutting down your Oracle database and taking backup of all the files. You are copying all the files to some device like a tape drive or to external hard disk. That is a cold backup. Once you back up all the files, again you start your Oracle database. Hot backup is done without shutting Oracle database. You will not shut the database as it may be a production database. You cannot shut it, but yet you will copy the files. That is called hot backup. How to do this cold backup and hot backup? Next, how do you perform recovery with the help of cold and hot backups? Okay, so physical backups, and I should add over here recovery using physical backups. I will just add that. Recovery scenarios. So whether your backup is cold or hot backup, the recovery process will be the same. The process to perform cold backup and hot backup is different, but the process for recovery is the same process. So we will see different types of recovery scenarios over here. We will see, like for example, if control file of the database got deleted, how to recover the database. If some data files got deleted, how to recover the database. If some log files, redo log file got deleted, how to recover the database. We will see various recovery scenarios. That is very important. Okay, how to recover. That is nothing but user managed backup and recovery, because everything is done by DBA. We are not using any third party tool over here. In cold and hot backup, total backup and recovery will be done by DBA manually. Then you come to RMAN, Recovery Manager. The Recovery Manager is a tool. With the help of this tool, you can perform backup and recovery, and it is nowadays the only way of doing backup recovery, because if you have 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte database, performing physical user managed cold and hot backup is very difficult. So every company, they will implement RMAN, and you should really be very strong in RMAN. The RMAN is having its own architecture first of all. Then you have to configure RMAN. Then you have to see the RMAN backup options. Then you have to see how to perform scripting in RMAN. Recovery with RMAN. Then they have introduced something called Data Recovery Advisor from 11G. If there is any disaster, it will give advice what to do, because maybe DBA is not ready for that particular disaster. So RMAN itself will help the DBA to do recovery, data recovery advisor. Then RMAN without catalog. So what is catalog? You don't know just now. Later we will see that. Incremental backups with RMAN. Okay. So once you are done with backup recovery, this is very important. RMAN. Once you are studying all this in RMAN, you will be seeing many scenarios in RMAN. RMAN is again very big topic. Almost 4 or 5 classes will go for RMAN. Then you come to cloning. Cloning again we are going to see with RMAN. That is what is very hot in the market now. Performing the cloning with RMAN, active duplication. Also I will show you additional clone with hard backup. So it's also very easy actually, nothing right. Patching we will see how to apply patch. Patch is nothing but Oracle updates. So you have purchased Oracle software and you installed and you are running database, but from time to time Oracle will release patches. You need to apply the patches or updates, and you have to keep your database software up to date. Then after patching, you are going to also in patching you learn one utility called OPatch. That is a utility that is used to apply the patch. Then upgrading I will show you. 10G release to 11G release to upgrade with patch sets. 10.2.04 patch set, how to apply that we will see. Performance tuning is there. In performance tuning is again quite a big topic only. SQL tuning, you will see so many things in SQL tuning like bind variables, explain plan, TK prof, and auto trace, how to see the execution plan, indexes, table partitioning. System tuning, you will see things like how to increase database writer processes and how to go for tuning the network, how to generate AWR report, ADDM report, memory tuning. Performance tuning is also very important. And additionally, though I didn't list in this, I will show you data guard. How to create physical standby database I will show you. That is additional from my side plus point. I will show you that complete process, how to generate a standby database, theory and practical both I will show you. For that you need to set up one virtual machine. See, I will show you. If you start VMware, so I am going to use virtual machine VMware, and on VMware I have installed Linux. Of course, I will show you Linux installation, everything. So I will start virtual machine. This way, when you can set up on your system, individual Oracle servers you can set up on your system also. And once we start the VMware, I will show you, for example, how we can enter into Oracle and all. So once this virtual machine is starting and your Red Hat is starting, you can log into Red Hat and then we can just see some things. Like for example, I will take you to Oracle database and I will write some queries and all. So like this every day I will be teaching you in virtual machine. But when it comes to topics like RMAN or data guard, we will be using 2 virtual machines, or even networking. Networking also we need client and server, no? So we will use 2 virtual machines at that time. So your minimum requirement for practicing on your laptop, if you have 4 GB RAM and i3 processor, that is enough, no problem. But when you want to study RAC in future, after finishing Oracle DBA, then only you can do RAC. For real application clusters, if you want to do on VMware, you need 8 GB RAM and i5 processor minimum. See, always when we install Oracle, we will install Oracle in a user called Oracle in Linux. So we have to create that user and all that. In installation, I will show you all those things. So this is my Linux desktop, and so I have one database. So there is one database called Sriram. Now we will connect to that database. This is already created database, and this is I am using this database for an ongoing batch. Just I am showing you how the environment will look like. SQL plus /SDBA. Here I am connecting to SQL plus client with special permission as sysdba. As sysdba means I am connecting as a database administrator. This command is possible to execute only on the server directly. Now this Linux machine is itself the server only. Okay. So Linux machine itself is the server. So just execute startup. This is nothing but starting the Oracle database. I am starting an Oracle database called Sriram. So what you are seeing in front of you, total system global area, that is nothing but instance, the memory component of instance. Then we will use simple SQL command. There is no high level SQL command. Basic SQL commands are enough, but other commands all will come, like database creation and all command will be very big. That all we will see. This is the database name, Sriram, and that is the ID of the database. Every Oracle database will be having an ID, as you can see over here. That ID will be generated by Oracle itself. You can change the ID, but new ID you cannot give. Again, system will give new ID. So these are the data files. In this database, these are the data files. These are the control files. These are video log files. So these are the physical files of Oracle database. You can see them in operating system also. These are the data files in the operating system. These are the online video log files in the operating system. We have something called as temporary table space also, those data files. Okay, like this. So when you create database, all these files will come into existence. Then you can add more files to the database and grow the size of your database. So totally your DBA course will run at SQL prompt and at $prompt, Linux $prompt. It is mostly all commands, like for example, see, this is a command to create a database. Okay, by writing this command and executing, I can create an Oracle database. But before running this command, I have to do so many things. Like I have to create instance and then I can create database. So this way we are going to work. So we will be using SQL and Linux. Two options we are going to use most of the time while working in Oracle DBA. Okay. So just I have given you a total overview. What is the DBA? What are the good points about DBA? What is the advantage of Oracle, disadvantage of Oracle, and I have explained course content to you. This is the entire course content, and I will send this content to BigClasses and they will share with you. Also, I have shown you the console where we are going to study DBA, It's not difficult. Oracle DBA is not a difficult course. So if you are learning this course, you be with me in the course. I will take you ahead. I have taught hundreds of students earlier, online and offline, and I will definitely tell you that what I will teach you, it will be of great benefit, and you will be working as a DBA just like so many other students who have learned from me. In fact, believe it or not, right now I am teaching one person with almost 18 years of experience on IT. He is a Unix administrator since 10 years in Malaysia for Malaysian Army. He works for Malaysian Army. I am teaching him Oracle DBA, and his questions are so complicated because he is a real-time guy. He wants basic also very depth and advanced also very depth. And if I am able to satisfy that person and he is able to do work directly in his site by hearing my class, definitely you will be also at the same level, because I will teach you slowly, yet the course will keep moving forward slowly, and whatever doubts you have, you should ask me or clarify the doubts. I will show you all the demos on the system. Even I will copy paste all the steps what I am doing and mail it to BigClasses. They will forward to you. Okay. So everything, whichever documents I am using while teaching, I am having PowerPoint presentations. Through the PPTs I will teach you. So that way definitely you will get good benefit. No doubt about that. I will share the PPTs also with you. Okay. PDF format I will send to you. You can go through them. So that is the. Any doubts you are having? Any questions?
Just wanted to ask whether we will get the recordings of these sessions.
So that you have to ask to BigClasses. Yeah, please ask to them. Okay. So maybe they are having some option for that. But my sincere suggestion is that while learning the course, concentrate on the class. Of course, I know that you will concentrate. Second thing is that you must practice. Like for example, today I created a database. After the session is over, practice for 1 or 2 hours on your laptop, and you also try to create database, so that you will be confident that Kapil did this in his system, we also completed in our systems, so you are at par with me in the class. Okay.
So basically, BigClasses will come back to us for the feedback, or do we schedule the?
Yeah, BigClasses, they will take care of all the things, no problem. You can ask to them whatever is your doubt related to this subject point of view. I will cover everything that I told you, and data guard is not there in my syllabus, yet I am telling you I will cover data guard also for you, so no need to worry about that. And I will teach you through PowerPoint and practicals completely at the console, VMware, Linux, Oracle, everything, how to install, everything I will show you. Software, you can get open software. I will tell you which operating systems to use. You will get free of cost. From Oracle you can download Oracle 11G, and from you can use CentOS instead of Red Hat. You can use CentOS. I will also use CentOS while teaching you. CentOS operating system is also free distribution. You can download from internet itself. There is no license for that. Okay.
Thing is like I have a doubt. Is the thing that you are covering will be totally on a real time? Will these be totally using in the real time scenarios?
Yeah, you will be using 100%. It is based on real time. In DBA, one good thing I will tell you in DBA, the subject itself what we learn is a real time subject. That is the thing. Because whatever we do in class is exactly similar to what they will do in real time. Because the process will be same. Like if I am creating table space here, there also it will be same command, same process. Only the names will change. That's all. But Generally everything else will be very similar, no problem.
Okay.